What is up YouTube? It's Mr. JD93 for another toy review, and as you can see here, I have a really gigantic box and I am actually holding the camera right now. Now for this review is the new Transformers Combiner Wars Starscream, and for a size comparison on how large this box is, here is the Titans Returns box. The Titans Return stripes, which I surprisingly still have. Now there is a really big size right here. As you can see, it's massive. Like, it's huge. The big box, like spinning around the side, it just looks like a shoe box. That's how massive it is. So yes, this is combined with Starscream. Now with all the 10 Combiner Wars, they do have the collector card all the way back. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have a collector card right back there. A crown for King Lord Starscream. Starscream. Can't do the voice. Starscream. It's the voice. I can't do it. Starscream. He is really gigantic figure. So I'm not sure where I can put this guy. I don't really have any room anywhere else. But yeah, Transformers. You have the Transformers logo all here with the generations logo. So you have an Autobot comment. You have a nice artwork which goes on his card, and you have the bigger arc on the front, and on the back, it says Starscream. On the back it says Starscream right here, and you do have the product shot what it actually looks like. It says launching missile, lands wooden missile, and here's a bio. It says Starscream commands one of the most fearsome military units from Cybertron, the Seekers. The squadron has brought him great power and glory, but that means nothing as long as Megatron is the one that rules the Decepticons. Until Starscream can claim that throne, he will have to be content to be king of the Seekers, hence the crown. Now for the Seekers, so the most well-known Seekers are Thundercracker and Skywarp. Skywarp is available for retail, which I actually chose to get. I actually chose not to get Skywarp because I actually want to get Starscream, because I can actually do a comparison with the Bay former Michael Bay version of Starscream. But this is more of the G1 look, because I G1 color scheme. It is the arm cannons and Transformers 16 style with a launching missile. And from what I done, this is a slight retool or redesign of the Jetfire figure. Now for those of you who are in other countries, this is actually what it says here. It is in a different. This is in different languages. I think bottom one's in Spanish and French and all the other languages. Yep, they're in Spanish, French, and I forgot what the other one is. So yeah, so that's gonna be that's gonna be for this box review. So let's get started and see if the crazy psycho Seeker is can live up to his hype. Okay, guys, so here we have Transformers Generations leader class Starscream. Open up and have his packaging. Now when you do open this pack, when you do get Starscream in this package, he does come with Transformers Raw mode, as you saw in the beginning of this video. So I am going to show you guys how to actually transform it into the fighter jet mode, as many people on other reviewers channels have commented saying that it's going to be easier for you to go from robot mode to vehicle mode, because that's basically what Hasbro is doing with all the figures now. They're basically putting all the figures in robot mode in package. So I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a I wouldn't be so much of a help for you guys if I showed you this figure in vehicle mode. Now first, to get things out of the way, now first for a size comparison, now I promise I will show you the Michael Bay Starscream. So getting things first, there you have it. That's how big Transformers Dark Knight Moon Starscream is. he comes up to his like his legs, but but picking up the camera here, to actually show you how tall it is. The Elite Class figures are actually massive, and I have no idea where exactly I can put him in my collection. I might as well just keep him in the box. I mean, still have him now. So doing a comparison up front, Starscream, both Starscream, they do have the wings in the back. And the guns, and these arm cannons. The white cannons actually are his null ray cannons. But they do come on his wings for some strange reason. I don't know. But here is tail fins, which correspond to these right here. But his jets don't actually do anything. I mean, his jets are actually right back here. So coming in front, you do have the cockpit, or the many clean people would say it's a pee pit, but it's an inside joke. But for those of you guys who know what I'm talking about, yes, the PP pit is down here. It also is the same color. Now, to show you exactly, I'm going to spin this figure around. But you don't actually have the bent leg syndrome as this Starscream has. Now, if this is a Dark Room Starscream, going to stand up. Now, spinning this Starscream around to the back. Now you do have a cockpit, or the PP pit to be polite. This cockpit is it's actually the same color. Now, going to the back, you do see he does actually have the wings and all that stuff. Now, these wings do actually flop down and actually go around, which I'll show you later in vehicle mode. Now for a more formidable size, for only another figure that's actually this large, you can actually make a decent size comparison, is my Fall of Cybertron, and I just hit my Fall of Cybertron combiner Bruticus. Now, bring the camera out back, you can see how big it is. Bruticus himself is actually huge because he's a combiner, but Elite Class that's how Elite Class for scale to a combiner from Fall of Cybertron. Now before I should get a transmission, I'd like to go with the accessories. Now, Starscream does actually have his blaster, and which I have no idea why he needs a blaster. I remember if he needs fire gun, he would use his null ray cannons, which I'll show you how to actually place it on his arms. Which I have no idea why these come in, but these are just an addition for when he's in his jet mode. Now, and this is just all in one blue thing. Now, it does fire. It actually does fire pretty hard, and it's all just one like multi blue plastic thing with a screw, so this comes in two halves. If you want to push in, you gotta hear a latch, and then when you want to fire, you just push this white thing down, which you can actually store all these guns, well, except minus the crown. Now, which I'll talk next. Other accessory is this crown from Armada, and which you got a little glimpse of it in the Fall of Cybertron game, I think. Yeah, in the Fall of Cybertron game, you get his crown because when Megatron is absent, Lord Starscream takes over. So yeah, to put the crown on the head, I'm actually gonna bring Starscream down so you guys can actually see it. So inside this crown, you see a little notch. This goes into his thing right here. If I can actually get this in. Okay, so after you get the crown on and try not to actually like break anything else, here's actually what Lord Starscream looks like. Now I actually have to hold him down because sideways because, well, it's a bit too big for my recording area. So yeah, so he does actually have the crown now. Speaking of crown, I also did mention that Starscream does have his collector card. Now on the collector card, zooming in on the collector card, you could see he does have these null ray cannons, which I'll show you a little bit how to actually put them on. But you do see he has a crown and beautiful art from the box with the streak with Thundercracker and Skywarp. I think that's Thundercracker and Skywarp flying off in the background. He's Lord Starscream, and it's a Starscream here with the half Decepticon symbol. And spinning around to the back, you have just a Generations Autobot logo. Now to show you exactly what Starscream looks like with his null ray cannons, I have no idea why these are there put on in robot mode, but I guess I'm going to save like time for actually molding the actual protective plastic on the packaging. So you just take these off and you just peg these in just to the holes in its arm, like right here. You just show them off like right here. But the blue actually doesn't make it look like he has his mini Norway cannons, but this is actually what he's supposed to look like. He isn't, Starscream himself isn't actually supposed to have anything on the shoulders. He's just supposed to have these null ray cannons on his arms. Now this actually does actually kind of hinder the movement a little bit. But going to his articulation, I'm going to show you with his head. Now, his head goes up and down. It rotates 360 degrees. It goes up, down, and you can see the detailing of his face. Just have that just stern look of Lord Starscream. I can't do his voice. His detailing, he does actually have it actually does look like a bird's face. And yeah, but his arms, they do go out like that, rotate around, but be careful, they do detach. But they are on very heavy ratchet joints, but you can't hear it. You can't hear it. Well, they do detach, his arms go like that. They do bend at the elbow on very ratchet joints, so you can get them into very secure poses. Well, yeah, getting this Legends class, so, or Leader class, not Legends class, those are tiny. So, legs are very tight ratchet joints. Those ratchet joints forward and back, side to side, any movement, so you can really get him into any pose you want. These are also on ratchet joint, and he does have this leg cannon. So yeah, his feet are on a joint due to transformation. They do rotate right at the thigh. I don't think they bend anywhere else. But yeah. Now using this to his card. Now there is no wrist articulation, but you can actually get his arms in this, which I'm not gonna do because it takes a lot of finagling to actually do. But yeah, sending the card off to the side. Now if you want, you can put. Now you can actually have Starscream hold his gun, but you see these two ports on the side. You can actually combine, or just figure this out. But the instructions don't actually tell you this, but you can combine both of his. Oops! And I just fired off the missile. So you can actually combine these, and you can get this kind of like Star Wars Y-wing thing. For some reason, all Transformers things just start turning into like Star Wars figures. Which this gun here actually does look like a Star Wars Poe Dameron's X-wing. Well, this looks more like a Y-wing or something. But that's just me. And now you can actually put these two guns in together like a super gun. I don't know why Starscream needs it. All he does is he's mostly a coward. He just fires once. If he thinks he loses, he just flies away. But you can have him holding a super big gun. But yeah, just sending these guns off to their side. And actually, the instructions do recommend you take these guns, make these guns separate, and kind of like put them away from each other. So let's get to the transformation itself. Okay, so after you take off his crown and all his little doodads, what you need to do first is basically detach his arms. Detach his arms, take his torso thing, bring it forward, rotate his head 100 degrees so it's looking backwards. Take this, take his arms, basically bring this up, like so. Have it straight out like that. Do the same with the other arm. basically the instructions will tell you, but these two actually have to piece together like so. And basically, as I'm doing this, I do notice some similarities between the Michael Bay films and this, and I just keep bumping the camera because I actually keep bumping the viewfinder, which is what I'm looking at. So you fold the arms like so, and basically you take the legs, rotate around so it kind of hides the joint. Take this like so. 1, 2. It'll make sense later. 1, 2, and then take these feet, fold it in. Now it can't actually go like that. It actually has to go all the way in, like so. Instructions don't actually tell you to do that, which is actually, well, it's up to you to figure it out. So take the legs, bring them around like so, bring them up like so, and I have a feeling Skywarp and Thundercracker do have similar transformations because they're all from the same like secret mode role roughly. Though Starscream has a different paint job, but it brings us like up, like so, kind of like getting them like so. And you are seeing similar to my Dr. Moon Starscream review. Now basically bring his torso here. Now these fives are down. Basically lift these up. And whoa, look, Starscream looking at you. Now basically if you get the legs right, they should actually slide in perfectly. Like so. Basically you have it like this. Fold the little flaps and also latches. Take the pee-pee pit and fold like so. Basically these should line up. If you get the transformation right. Now I didn't actually do it because I mean everybody makes mistakes, so it should line up. So when you do it folds flush like that. I don't know what I did wrong earlier, but yeah, it's fixed. And then basically latch in, but it should do like that. Now you have the front part of this is jet, all fixed. Now here's what it gets similar to is the Dr. Moon. Basically stretch this out, fold it down like so. Well, more like the G1 or more like the Michael Bay toy actually looks like this. And basically you put the wing on the legs, which is very similar to on the actual leg itself, or thigh itself, which is what you're actually supposed to do. And if you do everything right, it should actually line up. But hold on. Okay, so if you get it all lined up perfectly, it should look like this. And I just take the wings, fold it up. Very similar to Dr. Moon, and basically there you have Starscream in his jet mode. Now on the show off his stuff unweaponized mode. Basically what you need to do is basically take his front landing gear, it folds down, and basically he basically just sits there. And I'm not gonna do a size comparison with Dr. Moon. If you guys want to actually see exactly what it looks like, just search it up. Just go to one of my videos and just my Dr. Moon review. I have it in playlist, so just find that Starscream review. Now, from what I know, this is a reuse of the Generations Jetfire mode. So you can see you do have his gun thing. Now again, I do mention that I don't have the Jetfire toy to actually compare it to, but yeah, show off his little details. And it does have Decepticons on both sides, and this figure is actually really large. Now I'd actually do an actual logical size comparison, which I always do, showing off. Now, showing off how big it is compared to my phone. Now actually, if you do that, you can You can actually see the camera. Hello, and you can also see me too. So yeah, this is the camera I use. So yeah. If you do that, you can see how large it is. Now, putting Starscream down, his pee-pee pit opened like that. You actually do have to get a nail underneath to lift up. Now, when you open up, it does actually open up like natural like F-22 Raptor, which I think is supposed to look like, or an F-16. I don't know. If any of you guys know what jet this is supposed to resemble, please let me know down in the description or down in the comments. I keep saying okay. Now if you look inside, zoom in so you can actually see the detail. You do have the front joystick for the pilot itself. The bomber or the gunner sits back here, which he does actually have a little bomber the targeting screen. So yeah, he does have a nice orange canopy which folds down. And again, you actually get a good fingernail underneath, which I don't have right now. So, zooming out. So to get his weapon reload, he does actually roll. Now, first thing off, all of his robot cable is there, kind of like Skylinks. The center part of Skyrim from the Combiner Wars, which is actually what this is. So yeah, most of the part is chest. This is just that but fold up, which is actually like Dr. Moon. Well, not really. Up bottom you can see his limbs. Now taking his null ray by his, you just take all this in. Now the bigger guns go on the inside on shotgun. Well, actually you can peg them in any orientation you want, but the way I'm doing it is basically that I see that I like. I just set that so weirdly. The thing that I like, he has these in. He also has little machine gun things on both sides, which is actually very good. I think it's an F-35, but the reason why these guns are there, so you can actually put them on the outer pegs. So just putting these here, and hopefully I don't fire off the actual Starscream's handgun himself. I'm actually trying to do this on camera, but yeah, you get this in the right peg, you just push it, and then basically you have Starscream all weapon up. Well, I'm actually gonna like get rid of the missile so that I accidentally shoot it off again. So the landing gear actually does go all the way back, is what I found weird. So this peg also goes in right here, just like Jetfire. Jetfire. I just have a gigantic cannon which is like, ooh, hey look. Oh, hey, Bumblebee, pew! I don't know why I just made that sound, but the pew pew gun. Now you have a gigantic cannon on the front. I don't know why you want to display them like that. I'm not going to do it. But yeah. So yeah, anyways guys, that's going to be this video. But before I close this off, I want to talk about, again, I know I do this a lot, but talking about the price of this figure. Now for the price of $49.99, this guy is worth it if you have space in your collection. But for me, I don't have that big enough room to actually put Starscream in. But I would say he's worth it for your first leader class figure. This guy is worth getting for those of you guys who don't have any G1 figures. I would recommend this. Also to compare to this little dude. So yeah, I will be, so before I close this off again, I will be doing another video later today. So yeah, anyways guys, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to hit that like button down below. So you know, I always enjoy these subscribers. I always enjoy new subscribers. That just lets me know you guys are interested. So yeah, hope you have enjoyed. I'm Mr. Jelly93 and fly our pilots.